Okay, thank you very much. My actual name is James Henry Cockrell, but Pat's my nickname because I was born on St. Patrick's Day. I've had that nickname all my life, and that's what everybody at HGMS knows me by. Thank you for joining us, and what we provide to our customers is a number of different fasting machines. These machines are actually the best machines for hobbyists in the world, and they're a little expensive, but we got a new model out now that is much more reasonable and competitively reasonable. So anyway, this is the V5 machine right here. This is what I use all the time. And behind me, you can't see it, but behind me over here is the VL. That's the new one I was talking about. And on our website, you can view all the different models that we have. And so anyway, that's pretty much it. Is this live where we talk to one another, Sigrid? Talk to the people that are watching? I mean, do they speak to?
Pat, no, the people would send you in questions via comments. What I'd like you to do is maybe demonstrate a little faceting, and you could also show the other machine, and you could even show some of the things that you've created using these faceting machines.
Well, these machines, I'm set up with a computer here, not a cell phone, and it's not portable. I can pick up the laptop here, and on the website, which is on the HGMS show, it shows all the different models. I don't know, can you see back there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to tilt it.
Okay. Well, why don't you take some of your creations and show them and describe how you facet them?
All right. This is what I'm working on right now. It's a synthetic ruby right here, corundum, and the machine ran on our site. We've got a demo already that's been. I'm talking about not the UltraTec site, but on HGMS site here on. Right now, Randy Carlson did a real good demo using one of the older UltraTec machines. I was just looking at it a while ago, and it's a very good demo. And
yes, it is an excellent video. But what are the different types of machines? They have the regular faceting machine, which you can cut gems, which have regular angles, but they also have a fantasy machine, don't they?
Yeah, the fantasy machine cuts. You use your regular faceting machine first, and then the fantasy machine cuts concave facets on top of whichever one you decide you want concave. It's a completely different design. It's a fairly new design of faceting. So anyway, that's the faceting machine, and then you use the same mask that you got here. You just transfer your mask off your regular faceting machine over onto the fantasy machine.
And so do you have any examples of those fantasy stones?
No, and I don't do that myself, but we have them available for those who do. One of our members there at the club, I'm trying to remember his name, he does carving of jade stones. Do you remember his name, Sigrid?
No, I don't. But do you have any examples of your other?
Same routine, you know, except it's on a machine. He does it by hand.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of your faceted stones that you can show?
Not really. My wife inherits everything I cut. I don't sell anything that I cut myself.
Okay. But your wife's not handy to show off a ring?
I'd have to go around the corner and get it. Get something.
Okay.
I'm not set up to show that.
So tell us a little bit about the faceting rough that you work with. What kind of stones do you cut?
Most of what I do, because I do mostly training, is synthetic material, corundum, CZ, and that's about it.
I've cut CZ myself, and I found it hard to work with. It's very hard. It's harder than quartz.
Yeah,
I've also cut yttrium aluminum garnet, which is quite hard.
CZ has been known for years as a substitute diamond.
But a lot of facetors talk about, okay, now that you're able to facet the quartz and the CZ and the synthetic corundums, some people say that you should not waste your time on those lower value stones, but should start faceting real stones. I've never been quite brave enough to do that. So have you faceted an actual ruby or tourmaline yourself?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. But it's a little out of my price range. Some people, that's all they want is the real thing, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I like synthetics is because you don't have to deal with inclusions. You know,
that's true. Natural rubies and especially natural emeralds are famous for inclusions, aren't they?
Yes, and they're hard to come by. And when you do get a good one, I'm not talking about a good one. When you do get a good one, you're going to pay for it for sure.
But from what I understand, they can also break pretty easily.
Yeah, well, that's because of the inclusions in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
for every beautiful ruby set in 18 karat gold, you've got a faceter, right? Somebody who's working on a machine like this.
My machine, I didn't understand your question.
Well, for every beautiful ring with a ruby set in 18 karat gold, there's a faceter who had to learn how to facet on a machine like yours.
That's right. And we do teach there at the club. And I've taught some about 3 classes there myself. And so anyway, I was going to show you this machine here that I've got here. I've got some accessories on it, which are available. They're not right currently on our website. I'm talking about UltraTec's website, but I got a rotor, and those accessories are primarily I use for making preforms for the classes.
Oh, okay. And so what is the purpose of making a preform?
Okay, the preform is to get rid of what will be wasted material, to get it down to close to the shape that you need before you start actually cutting the facets.
So do you use epoxy to glue a preform or to glue a stone onto a post, which you then put into your, what do you call the part that moves there?
I start out with a piece of rough. We glue it, or what we call it, dop it to a brass dop. Here's a brass dop right here. And here's one that I've got already started here.
Uh-huh.
You see that pretty good? I can't see my own self very good. I don't know if you can view it very good.
Yeah, it's fine. And so once you have that dopped on the dop stick there, then you fasten it into the mast, correct?
You put it into what is called a quill right here.
Okay.
The quill, and there's a set screw on it, and you start fastening. You start with, as Randy explains in his how-to video, you start with a coarse grit, diamond grit, lap right here. Lap. This is lip. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. It's a coarse grit, like a 200 or 250, something like that, and get it down into a roughly fastened stone. And then you start each step, you go to a finer until you go into your polishes.
Well, after you've done that, on the machine that you're using, let me back up just a second. when you're doing that, you have to control the angles at which you grind the stone. Is your machine there digital?
Yes, yes, it is. It is. I got spoiled. I started out with an analog machine, just like what Randy shows on his demo, which has got a dial up there, which gives you your fine angle. But it's pretty much the same, except, let's see if I can turn this on here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
No, I don't think so. So that's fine. Well, yeah, okay. But the important thing is that you control the angle in two ways. You can control it by rotating, and you can also control the angle at which the stone hits the grinding surface.
This controls the angle of the cut, this right here. And that'll show up on your dial here. We sell these machines both analog and digital, but I don't recommend an analog anymore for you if you're going to buy a new machine anyway.
I have an old analog machine myself.
Yeah. Well, they're fine. They cut fine, and that's just fine. But once you use a digital, you're going to be spoiled. You won't want to go back to analog.
Well, I know UltraTec is considered to be the best faceting machine by many people. So we have UltraTec training machines in the clubhouse, don't we? Yes,
they're all analog. We have 6 of them.
And how many people do you think that we have trained to do faceting?
Oh gosh, we've had quite a number of classes. We have at least probably 3 or 4 classes a year, or try to anyway.
I'm sure some people are satisfied just to learn about faceting, and others go on to buy their own machines.
Well, it's good to start out with a class first before you buy a machine and get the feel of it. You may not even like doing it. And that is, we found that to be true with some of our students. You know, they decided it was just took too long to do. It's a hobby that you have to have patience. You can't get into a hurry.
Well, it also takes patience. I know the first stone that I ever created took me about a month, and it started out pretty large and ended up being much smaller.
That's right.
However, I got better and was able to create stones in a shorter period of time. And I know that people who are really good can do it very quickly.
That's right. That's right. We have a number of very good instructors right there at HGMS. Randy Carlson's one of them. And then there's also John Lee. John Lee is a master cutter. And he started out right in our club.
Yeah, and he's won several awards.
Oh, yes. Yes, both Australian and U.S. U.S. Fasteners Guild, and also this Australian Fasteners Guild.
Well, those faceted stones are fascinating, and I think it's interesting for people to learn how they are created.
Yes,
now,
I agree.
We probably have at our normal on-the-ground show, we probably have somebody who sells faceting rough. I don't know if anyone today is selling faceting rough.
Oh, yes, yes. We got some in our section. We got material in our section. All they have to do is contact either our treasurer, which is Glenn Parks, or contact our section chairman, which is Randy Carlson. And they've got some, Randy's been buying some here recently and selling it pretty close to cost and from the mines. So, and we invite people to come to our section meetings when we have them. Of course, we're not having them right now.
I know,
but,
like everyone, we're waiting for COVID to be over with so we can resume regular meetings.
We have rough usually at the meetings that you can go through and pick out what you like.
Well, I know a lot of people who buy rough online too, but I always like to actually hold things in my hands before I buy them.
I'm the same way.
It's old-fashioned that way, I guess.
I'm the same way.
Well, thank you, Pat, for telling us about UltraTec machines. And if you look online, you'll find Pat's contact information if you're interested in buying an UltraTec.
I couldn't find that contact information, so
It's out there.
I made a quick deal right here. Can you see, can y'all see that? If
Oh,
you
yes.
got a pencil or something, you know, or if you can save it somehow.
It's online. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
It went live yesterday.
yeah, well, this morning early, I couldn't find it on the website.
Well, we had a lot of people getting on the site, a lot of demand on the servers.
Okay, but I got my email, and then it should have my cell phone number too. But though the members that have a roster, it's in the roster.
Yes.